Hello there, friends, and welcome back to more Bravely Default 2. Last time, we came here to the Sandswept Ruins to track down Orpheus the Bard, see if we could get any information out of him about Bernard and his underground water pipes that might be our key to finding the water crystal. And Castor here, he's here as well. This time, we have made it to the end of this dungeon where Orpheus most likely lies. There's really not much in the way of preparation for us here. If you really want, I would suggest you go and get some AoE-based throwing items, like the darts and throwing knives and whatnot. If you want to have those, there you go. It's just some decent damage that you can throw on enemies, especially if they're pretty weak. If you don't want to have Freelancer as a sub-job, grab some magnifying glasses, as those would be pretty important. Otherwise, make sure you have at least one dedicated healer, and I think you'll be okay. Obviously, I'm going into this encounter with a bit of an innate advantage because, well, I'm level 13 and have Freelancer at max level, which I do suggest you have, but you'll be okay if you didn't do that regardless. Okay? Let's head on up.
Folks, please welcome to the stage the incomparable talent that is Princess Gloria. Your Highness, I'd like to take this opportunity to play you something really special. My latest and greatest masterwork. It's about a lone hero who goes through hell after being chased from his homeland, but who finally, at long last, gets his chance at vengeance. So, Gloria, if you'd care to join me, you know the words, I'll teach you the tune.
I will play no part in this farce, Orpheus.
Whoa, farce! This is no such thing. You know how long I've had to wait for this? It's nothing short of a tragedy. And a revenge tragedy at that. Ah, sweet retribution.
What are you even talking about? Retribution for what, exactly?
You were outed as a dirty wee embezzler and banished for your crimes. You've only got yourself to blame for that, pal.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! You don't know my life. You don't know how hard it's been. I'll never forget what was done to me. Never! And now, I finally got my chance for revenge. I'm going to take it, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop me. So shut up and die! Do you have any idea what I've been through since I got kicked out of Musa? Drinking ditch water like an animal. Crawling around like an insect because I was too hungry to stand. Do you ever stop to think about that, Princess? Can you even imagine it? 'Cause I'll never forget it. That's for sure. Never. All that pain, all that suffering. That's what turned me into the tortured artist you see before you today.
Cool story, bro, but we got a fight to win here. As you can see, Orpheus has brought some friends along with him. And he is a bard, which focuses primarily on buffing themselves and their teammates' stats. Well, here, we got a tutorial for it. Effects which temporarily boost attributes are known as buffs. Effects that affect them negatively are known as debuffs. Multiple buffs and debuffs can be used at once, making them very handy tools indeed. Though there are limits to how much attributes can be altered, however. Check the relevant ability description for details. Most effects will expire after a set number of turns, so be sure to keep an eye on this whether you're using them on enemies or allies. So yeah, let's take a look at this. Orpheus used all of his brave points right off the bat to boost his entire team's physical and magic defense by 35%. Though Castor here has lowered Orpheus's defense by 25% as well. Those kind of clash against each other a little bit. And the two Diatremas here also have their physical attack boosted by 50%. Yeah, lots of numbers here. This is a math game. So, Orpheus here is paired up with 2 Diatremas and 2 Toxolotls. We've already know what the Diatremas do. They're just a little stronger variations here than what we saw in the overworld. Toxolotls are a little new here, though. Okay, I'm gonna have Orpheus' stats on the screen right now, just in case. We're gonna go ahead and examine him. 10,640 max HP, I think that was? Yeah, crap. Weak to water, spears, and bows. Yeah, even with Sir Sloan gone, they're not gonna pull any punches with the HP and damage output of these enemies. We're on our own here. Yeah, Caster's here as well, but he's here mostly for debuffs. Okay, so I would suggest you primarily focus on dealing with Orpheus's ads here. He can't respawn them or anything, so once they're gone, they're gone. Now, they don't share the same HP value, so the one to his far left is actually the weakest one here. But real quick, let's go ahead and examine his Toxolotls to see if they're any weaker. 888 HP. And then we have 823 HP, weak to water, dark, and spears. Water is a consistent weakness between 3 of them, and lightning is a weakness between the 2 Diatremas. Okay. So, let's go ahead and... We're not going to be able to really do too much with Adele here right now. I definitely want to try and get through these Diatremas. Unfortunately, they are very strong right now, and they decided to be clever and take down Gloria at the same time. So, what we're going to try and do is, if you have access to it, Body Slam is not a bad idea, but that Diatrema has 100% damage in boost. Yeah, I think it's actually worth it going into the negative to see if we can take this thing down. Nice. Most Faultless Form, water-based attack. We're going to need to use Gloria here. Let's go ahead and group White Kira. Get everyone patched up. Caster is going to be primarily focusing on Orpheus this entire time, lowering his defense stat. That doesn't really matter for us, as we're not going to worry about Orpheus just yet. Let's go ahead and use Aggravate on Adele. And then I'm going to use... let's go ahead and just do Crosscut on the Diatrema. I want everyone to have focus on Adele. Obviously, it won't work on everything, but it'll increase her chances of being hit. Elvis, let's go ahead and have you default. You're a hit away from death. Yep, like that crit. Whew. Okay. Gloria, unfortunately, we can't use you to default, so we're gonna have you fully heal Elvis. Okay, Adele got poisoned. That's not too bad. We can go ahead and have her just cast an antidote. There we go. Orpheus' turn is coming up. He's probably going to re-up the buffs. He might attack, but I kind of doubt it. So, unfortunately, that Diatrema is defaulting, so we're going to have Elvis default. Oh, he's going to default. Okay. Let's have Gloria default as well, then. Angelic Ward proccing. Dang, okay. Okay, that puts the Diatrema in the negative, though, so we have a good chance of actually fighting it. All of the defense boosts for it are gone as well, since its turn came around first. Let's go ahead and have Adele dip herself into the negative. Now, actually, I think she could take it down. 463 HP. Yeah, nice. Ooh, Orpheus is planning for something big. He's defaulted twice in a row now. So then we're gonna wait a little bit longer on Elvis's turn here, since Gloria comes up first. And let's heal up again. Probably should be using Kira there, since we were pretty healthy, but I wanted to do it anyways. Doing the nice little chip damage on Orpheus there. Okay, he's got full BP here. The Toxolotl on the right is weak to water and is currently in the negative. Let's go ahead and have Seth default. We'll have Adele default. I think Orpheus is going to be going next. Let's see if we can wipe out one of these Toxolotls. Blizzard on this one. Let's do 4 blizzards. There we go. One more should take it down, and then the other one's going to get allocated to the other Toxolotl. Cool. Going full negative. 1, 2... Yes, he does have access to stone, which is a flat 300 damage on everyone in the team. Make sure you have, I would say, well over 600 HP. I don't think he can do 3 stones in a row, but he can very comfortably do 2, as we saw right there. Make sure you have 600 HP or more every single time you think Orpheus is about to attack. Let's go ahead and have Seth here. Let's aim for the Strong Strike, actually. See if we can land it. Nice. It will hit both. Nice.
What's the plan?
If you want to, the accessories that have sleep immunity that we've grabbed are also not a bad idea. We haven't seen it yet since we haven't reached that point in the fight, but Orpheus will eventually start countering white magic with sleep. He also counter a few other things. I've put it on the list already. But giving your character sleep resistance or sleep immunity accessories is not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and have Adele default. My main idea here is we're going to wait for Orpheus to do his own attacks, and then we'll counterattack with our own. We're gonna go ahead and heal up. Hurt so bad. That's a physical attack boost.
Guess it's my turn.
So let's go ahead and default again. We want to make sure we're in the positives here. Yep, there's... there was stone again. Thankfully, we had access to default and angelic ward, lowering the damage output. Let's use Defang here, and then we'll do a crosscut.
Check this out. Very well.
Gloria is going to want to use Cura.
Here.
I'm back in the game.
And then let's see if we can access a poison. If you don't have access to Body Slam or any powerful abilities, poison is your best friend, as it will do so much to help you win this fight passively. Obviously, it does have... Oh, there's counter magic attack right there.
What's the plan?
Obviously, it does have a small chance of landing, but trust me, it does so much damage. It's like a 500 to 600 damage to him passively every turn. It is so good. Let's go ahead and use Body Slam. 500 damage. Honestly, Body Slam and Strong Strike roughly have about the same damage output, which is not bad. Go ahead and default here. I can't remove sleep here. What I can do is attack Elvis, wake him up, and let's go ahead and have Seth default. I have a feeling Orpheus is about to go on the offense here. Or defense, thank you, caster. Okay, let's do 2 Strong Strikes here. 1, 2, nice, Seth. And then we'll do 2 crosscuts.
Oh, it hurts. But it's nothing compared to the pain that burns inside my soul. I'm going to channel it all into my work. That's how masterpieces are born. Time for you to bow out, princess. There's only one starring role in this production.
Let me
I don't know, bro, you don't have any friends, and honestly, you're pretty easy to manage on your own. Orpheus was one of the bosses that we got to fight in the demo for Bravely Default 2. And trust me, he was tough. Honestly, this boss is definitely a beginner's trap. Having 5 enemies to deal with on the field and Orpheus being a pretty competent team buffer, that's rough to deal with for your first Chapter 1 boss fight. He definitely teaches you that you need to come in prepared and that to expect defeat. Losing in this game is not as bad as you might think it is. It's just a chance for you to learn and come back with a new strategy. I have an inherent advantage throughout this playthrough because I have played through this game so many times that I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to be doing for each of them. Though, that doesn't mean that I have a flawless strategy for all of them. There's still a decent chance that my strats are not going to work out the way I want them to. Yeah, Orpheus is an interesting antagonist, and he's definitely a surprise pick for a Chapter 1 introductory boss. Especially without Sir Sloan, fighting this guy is tough. I've kind of gone in circles there, but yeah, Orpheus impressed me. Him as a character, he's a narcissist. He's obviously been through some crap, but that's because of his own stupidity and, you know, embezzling funds from Musa and getting kicked out of his homeland. That's kind of on him. I don't feel bad for him whatsoever. Ooh, Breezy Jam. That's his hardest hitting attack right there. The single target wind-based attack, if I remember correctly. Though we do have access to Seth's special, Eternal Inferno. Strike a single enemy with a powerful fire-imbued physical attack. You know what? Screw it. Let's do it.
My time to shine! Prepare to be blown away!
Kablamo, 1800 damage! Orpheus has 592 HP left. Let's go ahead and heal up Seth fully. We finally, oh, there was the counter magic, white magic. We finally get to utilize our entire buff window because we don't get stuck in a cutscene. All right, Adele, finish him off.
This should do it.
That's it?
I hope this
But
shows
I've
you the
got
error of your ways,
so much
Orpheus.
more to give!
You tricked me!
He has such a long death sound. Okay, we got a job level up for, it looked like, Seth and Elvis. Nice. We'll go into what those do in a second. Merman scale. And of course, Orpheus was another asterisk holder, and we know pretty well what we're getting. The Bard. Bards play a supporting role in combat through the use of songs, a single one of which can turn the tide of battle. That's not a lie, actually. They've got a few abilities like Don't Let Him Get to You, reduce physical damage to multiple targets by 15% for 3 turns, or Don't Let Him Trick You, reduce magical damage to multiple targets by 15% for 3 turns. Bard specializes in group-wide buffs. That's not to say that that's the only thing they do. They're not a one-trick pony. They do have a few single-target buffs and abilities. They can put enemies to sleep. They can even let other party members act immediately after the Bard themselves. If you want various stat boosts like physical damage, physical defense, magic defense, speed, aim, all that kind of stuff, this is the job for you.
Seriously? Denied my revenge? After all I've done? Oh, I hate my life.
Oh, spare us. Now, where is the crystal?
You think I'm just going to tell you?
Yes, unless you'd prefer me to crush your throat so that you'd never be able to moan about how hard your life is again. Or sing, for that matter.
No, I'll tell you. Bernard has it. Something went wrong when he tried to use it, and he flooded the city.
So it was him, after all. The fool.
And where is it now?
I don't know. I don't know where he hid it. He only told me that he had it, I promise.
So, after all your big talk, you basically don't know anything.
It doesn't surprise me. I wouldn't tell this weasel my secrets either. Still, we know Bernard has it now at least. And with another asterisk to boot. Oh! And what do we have here?
The crowd's getting ugly, Lord Bernard. They're asking for you to put in a special guest appearance.
Very annoying of them. Deal with it, will you? I don't care how, just get it done.
Your wish is my command.
What was that?
How did you? But no one could have... Whatever. Looks like it's now or never.
What the?
Caught you napping? You should know by now I'm always ready to make a dramatic exit.
Orpheus!
Later, losers. Catch you on the flip side.
Forget him for now. My men will apprehend him soon enough. I owe you all an apology.
Huh?
My behavior toward you back at the palace was unforgivable. Having seen you fight, I realize now how blind I have been.
Hey, no need to go overboard. We didn't take it personally.
You are more kind to me than I deserve.
Hey, Elvis, what was that we saw before? When your book glowed up like that?
Well, I told you it reacts to asterisks, didn't I? The ones we got our hands on in Halcyonia helped me read a little more of the writing inside it. But this time, we seem to have been shown something from the past of the asterisk's previous owner instead. I've no idea why though, so don't go asking me to conjure up visions at will.
And I guess that means we're no wiser than we were before, right?
But no less wise either, eh? And that's the whole point of travelling the world in search of knowledge. To keep putting the pieces together until it all finally makes sense.
I suppose you're right.
A bird.
Is something the matter?
No, it's nothing.
Plan for success. Now that you have more asterisks to play with, it's worth thinking about how this might affect your character development plans. You need to consider which main jobs and sub-jobs will make the best combinations, what passive abilities you might want to bring into play. Trust me, I've been contemplating this for nearly a year now. You can find quick tips on all the jobs available under Menu, Travelogue, Memories, Tutorials. Be sure to take a look. Yeah, we have access to Bard now. Let's see here. Don't let him get to you. Reduce physical damage to multiple targets by 15%. Bard is a job that I definitely want to level up as soon as possible right now. And with our JP up stuff, we're going to be able to do it pretty fast. I mean, look, even though, yeah, we technically boosted him to job level 3 immediately, he's caught up with the rest of the gang pretty quickly. Everyone else is at job level 6 or 7. I mean, Elvis has been on this job since the start of the game, so obviously he's got a bit of an advantage here. When it comes to who I would want to put on Bard, that would mostly go to Gloria. The reason for that is because a Bard White Mage is honestly not that bad. They get more HP, a little less MP, but that's okay since we have stuff like solar power to really help out with that. She gets a lot more weight. Sounds wrong. Physical attack goes up by a teeny bit. Her physical defense and magic attack might take a little bit of a hit, but her magic defense goes up, which is interesting. Her restorative power goes down, but there are many ways that we can fix that. And we saw right there, Gloria was able to single-handedly handle all of the healing in that encounter, just due to how powerful White Mage is. And Bard would allow her to do other things in combat other than just heal. She gets a lot more speed, meaning she can act way quicker and get her buffs out as soon as possible, though it does mean that she has a higher chance of being targeted. But with the extra HP, she should be relatively okay. So, on to Bard you go. I really like this design. I like the hat, I like the peacock feathers, and just the very elegant design. She kills it, man, and her hair is all tied up in a bun, whatnot. Now, I prefer whenever her hair is further down, but you know what? I can be a bun enjoyer too sometimes. Yeah, this is really nice. Let's go ahead and put White Mage as a sub-job. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't things I want to get on White Mage sooner rather than later, especially like Asuna, which is basically a Suna if you've played Final Fantasy. It cures a bunch of ailments. But for right now, I think grabbing these group-wide buffs is actually way more important. So, this will be what Gloria runs as for right now. I also wanted to go ahead and talk about her specialty, Extended Outro. The effects of singing abilities will last a turn longer. So if you have Bard as your main job, you'll get this specialty that'll let you have your songs last longer. If you were doing White Mage Bard, they would last a turn shorter. Also, we can see that our stave weapon affinity went down to a B, but that doesn't really matter too much for Gloria, since in terms of equipment, we're mainly going to be looking at speed and restorative power for her. A path led to a treasure, which was loaded onto the boat. On to the next island. Yeah, you guys keep doing your stuff. So, I guess all that's left for us is to go back to Savalon. Let's go ahead and use one of these teleport stones.
Bernard?
How many times? Not while I'm eating. The smell of you is enough to turn a man's stomach. Oh, awful feral creature.
But...
I have just taken delivery of a simply divine vintage. Do not disturb me. Unless, that is, you wish to return to the squalor from which you came.
Sorry.
Fine clothes, fine music, and fine food and drink. What else does a man live for? How else can one revel in the glory of existence?
I'm sorry. Please don't send me away.
Oh, stop fretting, you foolish child. Shut up and do as I say, and all will be just as it should be.
Okay.
There's a good girl. Anyway, I've finished now. Make your report.
Orpheus attacked the princess as you ordered, but he was beaten and now he's run away.
Pathetic. I had thought his history with the royal nuisance would be sufficient to spur him on, but it seems not. Very well, you may leave. And what to do now, I wonder? I suppose the first order of business will be a little chat with a certain interested party.
Bernard's scheming all the way over there in Savalon. Oh, hey, a party chat. He makes my skin crawl. Cannot stand that Orpheus guy. The way he speaks, even the way he moves, literally everything about him makes my skin crawl. You said it. So why the heck can't I stop his stupid face from popping up every time I try not to think about it? I get that too. Sometimes the more you try not to think about someone, the more you can't help it. God, now it's happening again. I can literally see his stupid grin. It's horrible. You're probably still annoyed because he got away. I know I am. What is done is done. The matter is in Prince Castor's hands now. You knew Orpheus back in Musa, right, Gloria? Was he always such a pain? Well, he was certainly always a rather dramatic person, prone to exaggeration and so forth. Prone to narcissism and self-obsession, more like. I'm guessing he's always been nothing but talk, though, right? Like, as soon as the going gets tough, he falls to pieces? Precisely. No wonder he'd rather feel sorry for himself for having been caught stealing from your father than face up to his actual problems. Yeah, there really isn't a single good thing about him, huh? Well, at least I know why he gets to me so badly now. Thanks, Gloria. Oh, of course. I'm not entirely sure how I help, exactly. Don't sweat the details, Gloria. You know what Elvis always says. Let's go ahead and have these guys run together. Oh, I was gonna try and get a consecutive battle. I wanted to get Gloria some EXP. Ooh, lots of enemies here. Let's go ahead and try out Bard here. Don't let him get to you. Raise physical defense by 15%. These can stack. So if we do 2 of them, here's the extended outro working. We can see that now our defenses have been increased by 30%. You can also see what Castor can do here. I didn't showcase this whenever Sir Sloan was in our team. It's kind of unfortunate. Kind of wish I did that now. And then we'll go ahead and just wipe out these guys. I'm assuming most of them are going to be weak to water. We haven't actually examined these guys yet since I haven't been fighting in the overworld, but I'm going to assume they're going to be weak to water. Weak to fire. Oh, that's wrong for me. Weak to water. Okay, I only got half right. There we go. I wiped out the 2 that are not weak to water. That sounds about right. Okay, go and take them down. 38 JP. That gets her at least 1 job level. Don't let him trick you. And Adele got a level up, Sword of Stone. That reminds me, I have other job abilities to talk about. Seth got Qigong Wave. Perform a physical attack that can penetrate a target's default defense. This is pretty good if the enemy is defaulting. Otherwise, it's kind of just a basic ability. Just use this if an enemy is defaulting. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty simple. Don't Let Him Trick You is the magic damage version of the Don't Let Him Get to You. And then we got Sword of Stone. Perform a powerful earth-imbued physical attack on a target. This is Vanguard's magic attack, as we get earth damage from them, which is pretty good. We don't have another way of actually hitting earth damage, so that's not too bad. I would like to explore around Savalon a little bit, but I think I'd rather just head back to Savalon itself and rest up for a bit.
Prince Castor, I have been looking for you everywhere.
And now you have found me.
Princess Gloria, I must insist that you refrain from taking the prince out of the city without notifying the relevant authorities.
I was not taken anywhere, Dromed. I went of my own free will.
Your Highness, whilst I understand your desire to aid our nation's allies, might I remind you that Musa is no more. There is precious little benefit to be gained from spending your valuable time on lost causes.
Whoa! Aren't you highborn people supposed to be polite?
I am simply stating the truth.
Musa may be no more, Dromed, but our duty to Princess Gloria is very much alive and well. Her Highness and her friends will remain until such time as they have ascertained the truth of the situation regarding the crystal. And during that time, they will continue to be our honored guests.
But, as you wish. Your Highness. But please, I must beg you to conclude your dealings here quickly, Princess Gloria, for Savalon's sake. When your business here is done, Prince Custer, you are needed at the palace.
Can't say I'm feeling too welcome right now.
Well, you can hardly blame them for not wanting the prince bogged down with our business. The king is missing after all.
Dromid means well, I assure you. Forgive him.
Oh, please, it's entirely understandable. I'm sure I would feel exactly the same in his position.
You are too kind as ever, Your Highness.
You know, I get the feeling that our distracting the prince isn't all that Dromed's worried about. It seems to me that he has another reason for wanting us out of the way.
I cannot begin to imagine what else might be on his mind, but I will ask him if it makes you feel better. For now, I must return to the palace. I will rejoin you when my business there is concluded.
Being a prince must be hard work. Not that we have it easy, I guess.
Aye, something tells me Bernard's not going to be telling us where he's hidden this crystal without some arm twisting.
Perhaps his companion can help us. The girl.
Yeah. What was her name again? Anyhow?
Yes, that was it. Let's see if we can track her down.
Prince Castor leaves the party. It's nice to see him warm up to us finally. Alright, now we're back here in Savalon. I'm gonna go ahead and rest up. Land ahoy with Sandy Island, a bone-dry, deserted place with nothing but dunes stretching in every direction. Seems like our expedition has reached Savalon. Let's go ahead and heal up. And with us resting up, I think this is a decent place for us to call for today. We've done quite a bit, and you know what? I felt pretty good about that Orpheus fight. I was actually kind of expecting it to be a little tough, but we made it through pretty easily. Next time on Bravely Default 2, we are going to be visiting Anyhow and seeing if she knows anything about Bernard and if she can help us with our water crystal situation. But real quick, one last thing. There's a treasure chest in this room. I've written down my notes, I'm surprised I didn't grab it. It's a spear. We have 2 more chests left to find in Savalon. I'll find them eventually. Alright, with that said, I'll see you soon.